Pat has found himself looking inward.
I've been thinking a lot about me. Where did I come from? Who am I really? I want to go back and really discover all the great men who made me what I am today. A journey to find out, who do I think I am?
Pat begins his journey of self-discovery in his hometown.
All right, Mammy Pat.
Mammy Pat may have some clues as to where it all began.
Do you know, I don't really know much about where it all began, Pat. I remember your great uncle Pat once told me that maybe it had something to do with settled farming. Ancient Mesopotamia 4,000 to 5,000 years ago. But we can't be too sure. And anyway, you know how family stories go.
What an eye-opener it was talking to Mammy Pat there. I heard about all sorts of great fellas that I had no idea about before. It seems we really came into our own when the idea of single God worship came into play. That made it much easier for us to control people. Once we'd got everyone on board with the idea of God being a man, control was much, much easier. And I found out about my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy, Emperor Constantine.
For the first 3 centuries of Christianity, worship took place in informal house churches, and a number had women leaders. In these early days, women took part in the full range of church offices. There were even female bishops. In the 4th century, Christianity became the state religion of the Roman Empire, and everything changed.
Basilicas were built. Worship moved from private to public spaces. The idea of church became uniform, male-led and controlled. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy Constantine was the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. His empire was threatened by civil wars. He needed a single faith to unite it.
He chose a form of Christianity that was popular with the Roman military, one that believed in the subservience of women and heightened the role of men. This masculine Christianity became state religion and remains to this day.
I'm fierce proud of old Constantine. Oh, the work he did, but he wasn't alone. There were plenty other ones who edited out all those pesky women from the Bible. Books that had celebrated women or been written by women, like the Acts of Thecla or the Gospel of Mary, were erased from the canon because only male authors were allowed to write it. Quite right, too. I mean, just look what they did with the story of Adam and Eve.
The story in the original Hebrew text is somewhat different. Adam means the human or earthling.
It is not good that this earth dweller is alone. I must make for them a mighty and equal helper.
God split the earth-coloured atom in 2 equal portions.
Equal? No. Sure, she's just a woman. Let's stick in a little mistranslation. Make her out of a rib or something. That's more like it.
Welcome Eve. She is the mother of all living things. Now there is woman and man. Together they reflect the divine image.
Well, that's nonsense. Everyone knows God is a man. A big, beardy, manly fella.
Eve talks to the snake, associated with knowledge, wisdom and power, and eats the fruit.
Typical disobedient woman, after she was specifically told not to.
At no point in the Genesis text is Eve described as a sinner. Eve is human. To be curious, a seeker of knowledge, a tester of limits, these are the characteristics of heroes and heroines. Eve is to be celebrated and not shunned.
Ha ha ha! Keep them in their place. And that interpretation of the Bible is still going strong today. Ha 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 ha!